Second quarter from Optus Oval, the Saints leading by 7 points. Alan Jakovic has one for Footscray, Tony Brown and Peter Everett, the goal kickers for the Saints. This is Zilla, kicks across his body towards half forward. Wallace does the tidying up work to Liberatore. Gives it back to Kolenyuk. Measures the kick but didn't measure it too well. Grant ducks one tackle. Gave away a free kick in the first quarter that cost a goal. Smith missed it. Harvey doesn't. Darcy long towards half forward. Hargraves underneath it, lost sight of the footy. Daniels, a little gift to Peckett. And the Saints back pocket player up towards midfield. Young to half forward. Everett, great grab. I suppose any overhead mark under the conditions today is a good one.
Well, hopefully, Pete, that sun will stay out for a while and just dry things out a little bit.
Don't think it's going to warm us up much, though, do you? So Everett, the breeze at his back, basically. West to southwester. Awkward kicking style. Looks pretty good. Stewie Lowe likes it in the goal square. It's there for his second. So the Saints get the start that they wanted in the second term. Everett kicks number 2, and it's 3-5 to 1-4.
Yeah, good support work by the St Kilda players across half back. Here, Peckett, the player, delivering that ball down the outer side. And then Matthew Young, a terrific searching kick looking for Everett, who had the sit over the top of Wine. Got it on the second grab. That's the way to go. Direct footy.
2 goals to Peter Everett. Nathan Burke, 11 possessions in the first quarter, well backed up by Aussie Jones, who had 9. Here's Burke trying to crash his way through Dimatina. Keeps his body over the top of the ball. Smith with pace. Gets it back to West. So Footscray into attack. Jakovic is 2 to beat. Sandwiched. Wins it at ground level. Does well with strength. Jacko, snap kick. Can it bounce through? Wrong side. But exciting stuff from Alan Jakovic.
It was well played. Just used his body strength, Kev, didn't he? Just kept his footing and eyeing the ball and broke away from a couple of St Kilda players there.
He's got good speed over the first 10 metres.
Yes.
Cowboy Neil once told me he was the fastest player in league football over 10 metres, but unfortunately he can only do 1 10-metre dash per game. Pickett, designated kicker today, gets it out towards Wakeland. Nearly lost control of it, kicks back where Vidovic, too tall that time for Alice. It's a handy player, Lazar Vidovic, full of heart, gives a bit of strength. Noble's low, and also Everett the play up forward. Joel Smith, centre wing. He's looking for Everett. He's trying to get him in his sights, changes direction. So the target's Peter Everett. He's got it, I would say. He's got it. And you could see that a long way out, that they were trying to set that up.
Yeah, so it was in front of us, Kev. We had the advantage of seeing how they're trying to project that. And Smith, as you said, Kev, went to the right, then came back again where Everett was leading to his left boot into space. And almost 3-on-1 there. Did it well.
Right on 50, he's on a fairly acute angle. He centres the ball low. The big fist is from Scotty Wine. So just a minor score for the Saints.
And the rush behind. Tony Campbell to kick it again. 1-5, pardon me, to 3-6. So 13 points the difference. Campbell needed to be pinpoint. Kretiuk, runner up in best and fairest a couple of seasons back, goes to the outer side. Oh, right underneath it is Stewie Lowe.
Well, he had a couple of short options, Pete, and he elected not to take them. And of course, in that long kick, found the second tallest bloke on the ground.
And had to outmark Libba. Grant saw it dropping short, read it better than Everett. West gets away from Burke, kicks towards centre wing. Peckett came at it pretty solidly, back to West, tries to paddle it to a teammate, and he succeeds in getting the boundary line, probably the second best option, and it's out of bounds close to centre wing. So bright sunshine, certainly not warm. Melbourne Weather Bureau today forecasting everything except tornadoes and earthquakes, and we've had just about everything except those two. So boundary throw in, again won by Vidovic over Ellis. Libba working hard, but that goes without saying. Now a chance for St Kilda. As Joel Smith bombs it long, Everett and Wine, they've had a great battle so far. Everett's taken the honours, I suppose, on the scoreboard with 2 goals won, but Scotty Wine doing some useful work down there as well. Those two are going to contest this boundary throw in. Everett looking at his opponent, now the footy. Campbell. Off a step. Back it comes towards midfield. Burke takes the hand pass. Saints should be able to, well, the Footscray side run it away. Grant onto Smith. Smith inside 50 and closing. He's quick, needs to be accurate, runs and kicks beautifully. That's a goal. So Footscray bringing it the length of the ground, getting the result that they wanted. Great work by Grant, and capping it off down there was Rowan Smith.
Yes, as Kilda fans looking for running too far to be judged against Smith here, but as you said, Pete, good carrying the footy, good running by Grant. Just got the ball off in time, and Smith with his pace just got away, took quite a few paces.
22.
Just got his kicking time. Well done.
Got a lot of promise, Rowan Smith. Got size, got pace, good kick. Taken away by Harvey. Kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Collingwood showed courage. Aussie Jones, front of the pack. Been snaffled by Everett. Rockets the ball back here to Jones. He's been an outstanding player. Lows the target. Got his hands on the ball. Couldn't hang on to the Sharon. Liberatore cleans up. So West, just playing his second game of AFL football. Kicks the space. Looking for Jason Watts. Luke Beveridge has just gone off for Footscray. So Jason Watts is Footscray's leading goal scorer this year. He's kicked 39 goals. He's playing his 50th game. Cameron's
just come back on, Kev. Craig Ellis, the player to go off.
So St Kilda 3-6, 24, Footscray 2-5, 17. Smith been taken away by Harvey to Zilla to Everett. He'll pass it off to Harvey inside the centre square to Joel Smith. Danger here for Footscray. Stuart Lowe is marked. Hasn't been paid. Crashed into the point post. So Grant takes it away and finds Johnson half-back flank. Footscray players trying to run to space. Dimatina in front of Peckett.
Yeah, Stuart Lowe would have held on to that, Kev, if he hadn't have backed into the point post, because he wasn't to know that was there.
Bit disappointing he didn't snap it.
Good spoil by the post.
Ron Barassi would have bought it. He's got the one that Lee Matthews broke out at Essendon. Collingwood at ground level, looking very lively. Pumps the ball back. Front edge of the centre square. Big punch back from Watts at ground level. Picked up by Callett. Footscray all of a sudden have gone up a cog wide to Smith. Kicks to Jakovic. Shanahan's got a chance to punch. Great mark, Alan Jakovic. And all of a sudden, Footscray seem to have a bit of momentum.
Yes, it's so important too. They have a target like Jakovic at that end of the ground. Obviously, St Kilda have Everett and Lowe at the other end. That's a good grab pressure from Shanahan coming from behind.
Campbell's off and Alice on for Footscray. To Alan Jakovic. Had a very disappointing season. Just playing his 5th game. He's kicked 4 goals in 1996, one of them today. Can he make it his second? Big bomb by Jakovic. He's drilled it. He's popped up again.
It was a great kick though, Kev, wasn't it?
Well, it's great to see him back. He's a very exciting player, spasmodic but exciting.
Yeah, he's getting in that sort of form where he's hot, takes a good grab. And again, Kellett handballing off to Libba, who finds the running Rowan Smith, as Kev said before, such an important player for him. Gives it that leg speed through the middle. That's a terrific mark.
Great mark.
And an equally good kick too to push it through from there.
So Jakovic gets his second goal, and Footscray within a point, 23-24. Darcy had it, lost it. Libba went down with a push. Cameron back onto the ground. Jakovic again. Shanahan over the top of him. Sirakoski a chance. All tied up there at half-back. Elliott couldn't control it. West, Liberatore, Burke. The umpire will ball it up. So Footscray fans finding a little bit of voice in the transferred game. The Scraggers only trailed by a point, 3-6 to 3-5. Footscray bench, Campbell joining them there. Quick kick, sends it up towards the forward pocket. Shanahan, desperate in defence, into space. Bounce is going to be a factor here. Smith fires it into the forward pocket, and the mark is there to Dimatina. Difficult angle.
Smith's been the creative player, Pete. He's been the one that's carried it through the middle and set up again then.
8 possessions, or 8 kicks so far. 8 and 2 to Rowan Smith. But with Paul Dimatina, not much daylight between the posts. Needs to be a good kick across the front. And the mark is taken down there on the last line by Vidovic. Shanahan makes a lead. He's going to go further than that, though. Footscray with the numbers. Ramiro. Burke late on the scene. And Darcy, as the mark, loses a little bit of ground, gets it back to West. And we can see why Cameron, Croppy, cramp or hammy.
It's the quad he's had problems with, Pete, and I just wonder if he's just given that a bit of a nudge again.
Well, Kev, you said he was injury prone. I think that's the understatement, isn't it?
Well, just this year, it's been most disappointing for him because last year, as we said, he won the Age Footballer of the Year. He had a sensational year for Footscray. He's a wonderful player, but
no doubt about that.
He's just been so injured this year that he hasn't been able to show his best at all.
No, only his 8th game.
Well, a vital kick here. Be interesting to see if he stays on, whether he's just got a bit of cramp. Let's hope that's all it is. 45 out, directly in front. Footscray in front. He's kicked the goal.
I think we should say he has got wonderful skills on his left side because he's naturally a right foot kick.
Correct, yes, and it's that perhaps preserving that right leg, which he seems to be proppy on. Yes, there it is, there just stretching, so he elects to kick with the left, as Kev said, and beautifully balanced player. Whilst they seem to lose ground in setting it up, they did the right thing by doing that. Good kick by West coming in.
Well, Footscray have done a terrific job to hit the front. They lead 4-5-29 to 3-6-24. St Kilda absolutely dominated the first 10-15 minutes of this game. They were 2-5-17 before they actually got a score on the board. Footscray took them about 20 minutes to even get it inside 50.
But once they settled, Kev, they were much better, weren't they? They basically won the second half of that first quarter.
So Footscray, maybe they might spoil the party for St Kilda, who have to win today to keep alive their hopes of playing in the finals this year.
Well, Hawthorn and Richmond supporters would be hoping for that result, wouldn't they?
Most certainly. So this is a big game for St Kilda. Vidovic gets the ball down, then does his own crumbing to Nicky Winmar. Over the top to Ozzie Jones, taken away by Ellis. Back to Ramiro, rockets the ball off to Johnson. It's a hurried kick inside 50. Watts playing in front of Elliott. Daniels taking the ground. Dimatina forces the ball along, gets support from Cameron. Screws the ball back. Shanahan, he needs a kind bounce. Kept the ball in front. It was good defensive play. Daniels weaves his way out. Shanahan continued on. Good backing up. Kicks the ball long. Ellis swoops on it. Footscray trying some rebound out of defence. Smith has been the catalyst. Long raking handball to West. Runs to 50. Good chasing by Zilla. High flyer is Watts. He's got it. So all of a sudden, a big change has come over this game.
Yeah, terrific play by Shanahan to back himself and chase that ball down, as Kev said, and pushed it forward. But then the rebound by Footscray half back. Terrific. And Smith again featuring. And good mark there too by Jason Watts from behind over Elliott.
Playing his 50th game today. He's kicked 39 goals for the season and he popped it through. So Footscray 5-5-35. They've opened up 11-point break. The Saints 3-6-24.
Yes, it's a 16-point turnaround from quarter time in the basically half of this quarter. They've done it very well. And Kev said Smith's been the catalyst.
What about West, Roscoe?
Yeah, West has given them a bit of life. That was a good kick too, just looking for goal. And West, as I say, Watts just using his height. Take that grab.
So back to the centre, big turnaround, 35-24 now in favour of Footscray, hitting the front for the first time in this quarter. Liberatore, hand pass a little bit too severe, Burke taken down in the tackle. And it's going to be another ball up. Libba will finally give it up to Rowan Swords. Winmar again sitting the bench.
He's just the one kick for Nicky Winmar.
Vidovic wins it to Bardsley, who started on the bench. Kretiuk, Dimatina and Peckett. Dimatina turns on a Thrupney bit, keeps the ball in play, needs a kind bounce, gets it, still he goes. Dimatina with the left, centres it for Kellett. Not a great kick. Elliott out of defence, gets it back towards the centre square. Wirra long towards full forward. See another goal here to Footscray, really make it interesting. Elliott out of bounds. Footscray fans saying deliberate. Boundary umpire will throw it in. Another shower on the way to it. Would appear, looking out towards the west and southwest. Over the top, Darcy. Keller to snap. No one there. Marking contest. Oh, it might be a free kick. Peckett. And the Saints back pocket play gets it back to Sierakowski. Sierakowski with a paddock to move it and half back. Goes for distance with the kick. And a good mark has been taken by Kretiuk.
Two players, Footscray players, big collide in that goal square. One of them's Rowan Smith. He's still down. The trainers are around him. No, it's not. It's Johnson.
Johnson. Gee, that would be terrible. Darcy. Now Jakovic. Screws it back into the goal square. The mark is there.
Dimatina. This is a very important kick, Peter, for Footscray, and a big one for Dimatina, who's never kicked a goal in league footy.
Well, Johnson is almost certain to come off, and that would be terrible luck for Footscray. I don't know if it's a knee, an ankle or whatever, but he's in a lot of pain. There's no doubt about that.
It's a heavy collision, Pete.
Dimatina just runs around a little bit to improve the angle, and Footscray go further ahead. So Dimatina kicks the goal. That's the good news. The bad news is that number 6, Brad Johnson, is coming off. Let's see if we have it on replay. I think we do.
He came charging into this. No, he's back.
There. Oh, gee, that might be a knee. Although he grabbed his upper thigh. So maybe it's a hamstring. And a torn hamstring, you'd suggest at that.
So Footscray 6-5-41. St Kilda 3-6-24. So 17-point lead to the Bulldogs. Chance now for St Kilda. Inside 50. Kicked off the ground by Kretiuk. Ellis just tries to rip the ball out of the pack. They're going in now hard. Collingwood on hands and knees. Bardsley tries to back out of the pack. Libba's got him.
Libba from the front and Collingwood from behind.
Well,
and
really,
good height battle there, because they could look each other in the eye.
It is definitely that thigh that he's got a problem with, and maybe got a bad corky from behind. It's a bit hard to tell from that.
it is.
So a ball up inside 50 for St Kilda.
Well, they've got to be. They've got to stand up and be counted here, Ross, don't they? Because their season's virtually on the line.
Exactly right, Pete.
Footscray have kicked 5 goals to 1 this term. Still got just over 6 minutes of action left. Liberatore kicked off the ground by Nathan Burke. He's forced it through for 1 point. In fact, Burke had a dominating first term with 11 possessions. Just the 13 possessions, so 2 possessions this quarter. I think it's showing up the way St Kilda's playing.
Their ball carries in Burke and Harvey have been restricted again by Liberatore and Ramiro.
West. Well, he's been more than useful. This way, that way. Now goes for distance, but look who's underneath it. Everett gets the better of Wind again. A couple of goals for the Saints. No mark taken there. Liberatore will mop up. Oh, he's caught some of his own medicine from Stewie Lowe. But Footscray through. Ellis now get clear. Ellis's kick up towards half forward. Shanahan and Jakovic. Shanahan wins this one. Neal, good kick. Grant, strong hand. Stewie Lowe hits the deck. Grant gets on his bike. Good kick with the left. Up towards Ramiro. Back it comes to Quill. Jakovic in the middle. Punch down. Watts in front. Shanahan in pursuit. Still in play. Now it's out of bounds. And Jamie Shanahan making sure that it stays there. So 5 minutes remaining in the quarter.
So I bet Chris Grant's been a terrific player. 7 kicks, 1 handball, 6 marks on Stewie Lowe, who's just had the 1 kick.
Well, we thought it was going to be a day for full forwards yesterday with Lockett and Dunstall. Didn't turn out that way. Cameron. Now, he was limping earlier. He seems to be okay, so maybe it was just cramp. That's a bad kick. Joel Smith intercepted well. A real steal. Smith kicks to half forward. Footscray with the numbers. Wallace tries to get it back to Colin-Yook. Colin-Yook across his body. Lowe might have given away a free kick, and has done. So Chris Grant, big black cloud, is more over the MCG than here at main missus. Liberatore in front, Burke from behind. Vidovic tries to paddle it out wide, succeeds in getting it to Burke. Burke on the run. Wakeland. Ball punched away there by Critiuk. It's out of bounds. And the umpire will throw it in right next to the behind post. And Stan Helms making a change. It looks as though Peckett's going to come off. And coming back on is Nicky Winmar. Everett and Wine. Wine defensively. And Ramiro will more than be content to see it over the line again. And it will be another throw-in.
St Kilda 3-7-25 trails. Footscray 6-5-41. St Kilda led by 7 points at quarter time. 5 goals won this quarter by Footscray. Can they cause an upset? Jones. It's going to bounce through. It's a miracle goal. But he's that sort of player.
Maybe the lift they need too, Kev. That sort of a spark. I'll say there is better players in that first quarter been restricted very much so in this second term. Brown pushing the ball through. Winmar to Burke. Burke's quick kick, and then the control here by Jones. Just terrific. Great goal.
So the Saints back to within 10 points. Dark clouds coming over Optus Oval. We've had 4 seasons in 1 day so far.
No, we haven't had summer.
Well, we had a little bit of, we had a ray of sunshine there for about 10 minutes. Ozzie Jones on screen. Fine young player. He's kicked 23 goals for the season. Wine versus Vidovic. Wins the tap to West. Here come Footscray. Inside 50. Shanahan playing in front. Picked up by Watts. Back to Dimatina. He's got a chance to feed it off. Great vision to Quill. Needs a good bounce. Can't trap it. Now he does. Bundled over the line by Elliott. Make that Young. Kicks the ball back. In front was Crediuk. Punches the ball to the front of the pack. Burke showed a ton of courage. He got kneed in the head. And it's coming back.
To Zilla, I think, there for a high tackle.
And Zilla will take the free kick.
Zilla with the free. 3 minutes remaining in the half. Daniels at left half back. Daniels goes in short. Kickers to centre wing. Opportunity for Brown. Back to Daniels. Daniels short of centre wing. Oh, got poleaxed by Dimatina behind the play. And he's down. Tempers becoming frayed there.
It's the second time he's copped a bad hook like that. A couple of weeks ago at Waverley, he copped a very bad one from Alex McDonald at Collingwood.
Zirakoski to Joel Smith. He's getting up. Darcy missed it. Grant didn't. Quickly to Kellett. Dimatina with Wakeland. Wakeland wins this duel. Probably like to see the boundary line. No one there to give a hand pass to. Certainly on his Pat Malone. And finally to Jones. Back to Young, who fumbles. Cameron's got him. Back to Jones again. Gee, they're messing around with this. Young. Cameron, great tackle. That's holding the footy. He wrests it off him. Away he goes. Dimatina. Kicks into goal. Bartley. Oh, out in the full. Right off the side of the boot. So A free kick will be taken on the acutest of angles by Quill. Daniels is back up. He's going to stand the mark. He's okay. And that's going to be taken by West. West goes short. He's found Wallace, the veteran and former captain. His namesake coaching. And when they played, they had plenty of duels on each other. Kicked it like the plough too, I think. The mark is there. Ramiro. Yep. He'll put it down as a pass in the locker room at half-time, but I don't know that it was intended for him.
Yes, he got rid of Robert Harvey just with good use of the body. Shorter opponent is Ramiro to Harvey. He did it very well.
So Ramiro, distance shouldn't be a problem. 1 minute remaining in the half. A goal here would certainly lift Footscray's spirits. 30 metres out directly in front. He kicks and he goals. A very handy one for the Scraggers. Jose Ramiro puts it through. So it's not no way Jose, it's all the way Jose. 7-5 to 4-7. The difference back to 16 points.
Terrific quarter by Footscray, 6 goals to 2. Sharing the ball around, not relying on the one player to kick those goals.
Stanells, there'd be a little bit of concern in the St Kilda coaching box. Gary Colling also looks on. Russell Green. So St Kilda fighting for 1996, a place in the 8. Footscray, we've had a shocking year. Second bottom. Darcy gets a push from Wakeland. We've got a ball up inside the centre square.
Oh, there's a bit going on in there.
It's like World Championship Wrestling.
Folks lost his headgear.
So just under 30 seconds of action left. Liberatore and Nathan Burke on screen. Vidovic wins the tap, taken by Callett. This is a big play for Footscray. Inside 50, bounce. Daniels, bowled over once more by West. Kicks it off the ground. Cameron gets support from West. Great pickup. Just seconds in the quarter to go. He's kicked it out on the full. Instead of maybe a nice chip to the front of the goal square, Jagovic is there. But under pressure, Cameron made the error.
Yeah, come on, Kev, you would have had a shot too.
Absolutely. So Christian Bardsley. Should save St Kilda from any further score against them this quarter. That long kick out of defence. As the siren sounds, a terrific second quarter by Footscray. They've booted 6 goals to 2, and still something's happening off the ball, Roscoe.
Yes. Just a bit of niggle there. Nothing going down to this. Just get to the change rooms, fellas.
Rowan Saws is gesticulating a lot. Dimatina might be the man that they're perhaps trying to square up with. He was involved in that clash with Jack Daniels. And Daniels and Dimatina there in the thick of it again, and umpire Rowan Saws. He's like a traffic cop.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, isn't he?
That's what you've got to tell the players, to get out of this, get off the ground. Now it's untidy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rowan Saws was just fantastic then. He's the most experienced umpire in the game. He could sense this was happening, Roscoe.
Yeah, just get the players out off the ground.
And he was pointing and pushing and shoving and prodding. And whilst there's still a bit of a skirmish here, I think the actions of Rowan Saws has probably stopped what could have been a very, very nasty incident.
Yes, no Windy Hill, but it could have been a lot worse. So players finally find the respective gates to the dressing rooms. Maybe some Melwoe should be handed out. And at half-time, Footscray goes in with a handy lead. Not a match-winning one. The Doggies leading 7-5-47. St Kilda 4-7-31. An eventful end to the first half at Optus Oval.